Hello and welcome to Exposure TV with me, Ellen.
And me, Charlotte. Now we're also joined by our lovely Hub presenter Jenny this morning. Hi Jenny.
Hi everyone. Now all of you guys at home, make sure you keep your messages coming in at @ExposureUSW and I'll try my best to read them all out. We're most interested in hearing some of your most ghostly experiences, so send us your stories as well as your comments on everything else on today's show. Back to Charlotte and Ellen.
Coming up on today's show, Exposure goes paranormal as we discover the dark side of Llandaff, as well as our paranormal themed presenter challenge.
Our Hub presenter Jenny will also give us a rundown of Exposure's most anticipated films of 2014. And we'll also be catching up with actor Darren Evans, who you may know as Danny Two Hats from My Mad Fat Diary on E4.
Later on in the show, we'll also be meeting up with Rachel and Ben, a lovely couple who recently adopted a little dog from Cardiff Dogs Home, one of the charities that Exposure is supporting. And we'll also be meeting up with Joe Malone, who now works as a freelancer at the BBC.
But first, the end of university for many third years is fast approaching.
End of year deadlines and exams are weighing heavy over students' heads. Some may be wondering where to go for advice or nervous about life after graduation.
Course Rep Esme Horn joins us now to help enlighten us. Hi Esme. All right, nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us today, Esme. Thank you.
Of course. So you are a course rep. So what does that entail then?
So as a course rep, we are first point of contact for everyone on the course. So I'm course rep for media production. So myself and fellow course rep Courtney liaise with our course leader Ian Fitzel. So as I say, first point of contact. Are there any issues?
How much time does that take out of your schedule? Because obviously you're busy yourself, being a third year student.
Absolutely, not too much time. All our meetings with Ian are quite casual. We sort of pop along and see him, cook for a few biscuits in his office, so for a nice chat. Last year it took up more time, but that was just depends on the issues. I mean, this year's run really smoothly for everyone, it seems. So.
Cool. So what about your third year work then? How are you doing with yours?
Okay, we're getting on. Yeah, we've had a few hiccups this year, but I mean, that's the same with anyone. And yeah, getting on fine, I think now. Stress is hitting me, but...
Yeah, we're all feeling that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously graduation is approaching. Is there any way students can go for advice or support or anything like that?
Absolutely. I think at the atrium we have the advice shop, which, as its name, go for advice. But I mean, a really good point of contact is course leaders. They're really good at giving advice to people. Everyone's got contacts at the uni, so they're the best place to get for them. As same as the module lecturers. Sorry. Yeah.
So, have you got any information for our audience about sort of dates for graduation? Because obviously people graduate at different times, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, earlier in the year, last month, the uni sent out emails with all the information about everyone's individual graduations. But all of that information is on Glam Life. Just search for graduation. We can find all the information.
Well, Uni Life now.
We're Uni Life, yes, absolutely.
Nice and accessible.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be your biggest challenge this year so far?
Biggest challenge, probably time management. It's probably a big issue for all third year students.
Yeah,
absolutely. So different modules taking up more time than it should have. But I mean, top tip for people coming into third year is just really work on your time management, because it gets to this stage and that's when everyone realises that deadline's in 4 days and work's not done. And
So your experience at uni, would you recommend coming to uni, like to your younger undergraduates?
Absolutely. I think university is the most stressful but the best experience that anyone can have. Worst and best in one. But absolutely would advise for the sort of things you learn, the life lessons and everything. It's more about what you learn in living away from home and living the university life than you actually learn in uni. But absolutely would recommend it.
Okay, cool.
It is really rewarding, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You gain so much life experience in general. So absolutely great. So, University of South Wales, why should students come to this uni in particular now?
Well, I think the uni merger, it's expanding. There's so much options now, and there's so many different campuses, and we've now got the benefits of all the different campuses. So people who just come to the atrium can use the facilities of Forest and Newport.
New building in Newport, obviously, as well.
Absolutely, yes. So I think that expansion's really helped us out, and it's getting Glamorgan University, or now University of South Wales, in a a good light.
And we've got a fantastic student union underway as well.
Absolutely.
Even more to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a shame we won't be here to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
Always happens that way.
Exactly.
Thank you anyway.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
for your
welcome.
time for coming
You're
in.
welcome.
All the best with all the future as well, and
Yeah.
future prospects.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks again for joining us, Esmes, and good luck for everything in the future.
Now here is Bianca to enlighten us with this week's USW.
News this week.
With this
Fashion
week's University of South Wales news.
Designed and created unique dresses to commemorate the 150-year anniversary of John Lewis. As part of their module on innovation, the group of 56 students worked on ideas for how they could promote the John Lewis haberdashery department. The designs are on display in John Lewis in St David's Shopping Centre, Cardiff. Dr Neil James from the university's Life Science and Education faculty has been shortlisted for Lecturer of the Year award in this year's Student Nursing Times Awards. The university will open a new London centre this autumn, a move that will see the University of South Wales gain its first physical presence in the capital city. Courses run from the centre will include those in the areas of law and financial services and information security. Film graduate Carla Berzon is one of the team of producers behind hit Channel 4 show The Undateables, which has been nominated for a BAFTA. I'm Bianca Whelan, and that's today's top USW news.
I think links with London will benefit our university so much because, you know, London is where everything is, especially
That's where it's
media. Definitely,
Yeah,
it's where you're meant to be. Now our next film, as it is definitely one for those who will be seeking a job in the media industry once you've graduated.
We went to multi-platform media company Ebu Media and spoke to director James Harding. Listen closely at James, as James gives us some essential advice. Excuse me, guys.
Hi, welcome to Ebu Media, guys. Come on in.
I'm James Harding. I'm the director of Ebu Media Limited, so essentially I'm the boss. Ebu Media, which is my company, is a digital content provider and developer. We provide media for other companies, musical artists and community institutions and educational institutions to enhance their branding, their online image, their general image to the public. We look for sort of a range of skills. I recently employed 2 people, both of which are media orientated. One is actually a media producer and the other one's a sales and marketing assistant, but both of them come from media production backgrounds. The media producer has a range of skills. When I was interviewing her, I had about 4 applicants, we actually interviewed 4 applicants, and out of those 4, the person I hired was quite multi-skilled compared to the others. My best advice for students when specialising is it depends on what you specialise in and what job you're going to go for after you graduate. If you're going to work for a company like Ebu Media that works in the sort of advertising world on the sort of to medium enterprise end, you need to be a one-man band. You need to understand the difference between colour grading, editing. You need to understand your workflow. If you're going to work or Pinewood or something like that, then yeah, specialise in what you want to. But the issue with that is those jobs are a lot fewer. With the whole, with the YouTube revolution, the smaller end has become a lot larger scale, and there's more time and money being put into that. Yeah. My key piece of advice is look around and really look. Don't just go to the job centre to try and find a job in the film industry. That's pointless. Leaving university is a daunting prospect for many people, and you've just got to, if you want that job rather than a job in like Tesco's or Asda or any other supermarket, you've got to get yourself out the door.
Well, we apologise for the technical difficulties there, but some great advice from James, so thank you to him.
Yeah. I agree. So, anyway.
Now, don't you go anywhere because we've got so much more to offer, including the show's Secret Cardiff. And also you can find out what the challenge from Exposure team was set this morning.
See you after the break.
Tea and cakes. Refreshed with an old-fashioned twist. The perfect place to enjoy your afternoon tea with family or friends. You can find Pettigrew tea rooms at the main entrance to Bew Park in Cardiff. Call us on 02920 235 486 or visit our website at pettigrewtearooms.com.
Welcome back to Exposure TV. Now we've got plenty more coming up on today's show, including some paranormal activity.
We'll also be taking part in our Paranormal Themed Presenter Challenge, and we'll be unveiling one of Cardiff's hidden gems.
Now, whether you're just about to finish your last year at university or due to start in September, all students will tell you that one of the many things that they struggle with is money.
Definitely something I can relate to. Here is Jenny to give you some top tips for saving money.
We all know that moving away to university for the first time can be really hard on our bank balance, so here are my top life hacks for making that budget stretch just that little bit further.
Have you ever had your favourite clothes ruined by those annoying little bobbles? Well, instead of splashing out on a new wardrobe, the answer's in your bathroom. Just simply find a razor and scrape them off. There. Good as new. A big source of wasting money in the UK is throwing away food, with over 7 million tonnes being thrown away every year. But luckily, there's a money-saving app that can help you make the most of your grocery shop.
Is My Food Safe? It's an app which will not only tell you how long you need to cook a particular food for, but also tells you how long it's safe to keep your food for in the fridge or freezer before it's no longer edible. Never get caught out again by food poisoning, and avoid wasting those food that get forgotten about at the back of your freezer.
Booking your train home with thetrainline.com. Always book well in advance to save almost a third off your train fare. And to avoid those pesky booking fees, always book using the Trainline app rather than online. It can save you pounds.
Some great tips from Jenny there, and plenty of things worth considering.
Yeah, especially that food app, Jenny, because there's nothing worse than making a tea in the morning and realising that your milk's gone off.
Worst thing ever.
Right, anyway, we've also got some tweets for Jenny now to read out in the Hub.
Welcome back to the Hub. Thanks so much for all of your tweets so far, guys. But first, the presenters, the production crew and everyone involved in Exposure TV was set the challenge to find the letters of Exposure TV dotted all around Cardiff. We've been having a bit of fun this morning. So the clue for the letter E was revealed on our Twitter feed this morning, and now I can reveal the clue for the letter X. Look for a double X. The Yanks brought us this popular discount store. Have you got any ideas about that? Why don't you get in touch and let us know what you think? You'll be able to see how the guys got on in Hannah's show at 3. Don't forget to use the hashtag #PlayTheGame. Also, don't forget to keep all of your messages coming in, of course. We love to hear what you think. And don't forget to send us in some of your most ghostly experiences to be read out towards the end of the show, when exposure goes dark. Send all of these in to @ExposureUSW on Twitter. For now, though, it's back to Charlotte and Ellen.
Well, I think Charlotte might know the answers to that, Jenny. So
maybe.
Now it's time for my favourite part of the show, Secret Cardiff.
Now, I love finding out all about these unknown places around Cardiff. So without further ado, here it is.
Beer. I'm Simon, I'm the head brewer here. Our niche is 100% additive free and vegan beers that don't necessarily adhere to the real ale sort of brewing techniques. We produce more continental cold fizzy beers, as I like to say. So more lagers, you know, specialty beers from around the world, not typical real ales as such. The flavor quite different. We don't just produce you know, cask conditioned ales. We do smoked lagers, spicy pumpkin beers, do a coffee porter, Baltic porter espresso, Vienna red lager. So we're trying to mix things up, have a real world of beer available to you know, people of Wales basically. Do a bar open event here first Saturday of every month between March and December. So we have a nice courtyard here, normally filled with people on a sunny day. It's a little bit overcast today, so that's the luck of the draw here in Wales. We have a mini-mac brewery, so a smaller brewery that runs alongside our commercial brewery here, and we experiment at making a couple of different styles every month, and we put them on tap here at our open event. There can be flavors such as a one-off rye beer. We did a spiced pumpkin beer last month. We'll do Belgian beers, chocolate wheat, a real spectrum of flavors. Most popular, we've got some popular California Pale is a light, refreshing summer-style beer. It's very fragrant with hops, and that's quite a popular one at the minute. Yeah, the future for the company, what I'd like to do is to expand a little bit. We've got some new tanks at the back there, and we're working towards filling them. They're in a cold room. There's lots of things on the go at the moment, but I want to get into more independent bars and do as much of the distribution as possible for ourselves, basically. We're a small producer. It'd be nice to be able to deliver out as far as sort of West Wales, maybe across the bridge to Bristol. We don't have much scope to, you know, hit the big cities of London. We're not going to be a massive supermarket brand. We're a handmade quality ale and lager that's available really to South Wales. At one point down track, it would be nice to have a regular bar rather than just once a month, where, you know, fans of the beer can come and stop and have a pint any day of the week. That would be a bit of a dream or a goal, so fingers crossed.
Now, after seeing that, don't you really fancy a beer?
I really do, actually.
Yeah.
It'd be really refreshing.
Yeah, I think after work, as we like to call it here.
It's the best thing to do. To the pub.
Yeah. Now, finding a job after university can be a struggle for many, but landing that dream job isn't as unlikely as you may think.
Yes, and that's just what happened to Joe Malone. Ellen recently met up with Joe to see how he's getting on with life after university.
University is just as daunting as starting university. Having to leave the student lifestyle behind us and enter the world of work has never looked more difficult, with record numbers of graduate unemployment over the last few years. However, it's not all doom and gloom, as I found out when I went to speak to Joe Malone, a past student here at the Atrium, who managed to land his dream job right here in Cardiff.
Okay, Joe, so tell me about what you do for a living.
I work freelance for the BBC in the sound department.
So you work on Casualty. Tell me more about what your position is there.
Usually the sound department's made up of 3, maybe 4 people, depending on the budget of the show. You have a sound recordist, a boom operator and an assistant, which is what I do. The assistant is there to be an additional boom operator if needed, and to do the other jobs to help capture dialogue on location.
So how did you find yourself working at Rothlock then?
I got the opportunity to do some work experience on Da Vinci's Demons, which was as a sound trainee. I did 2 weeks on that, got on really well with the people there, and kind of forgot about, well, I didn't forget about it, I just didn't really pursue it because I was in university. And in my last year at university I did another day on Casualty as an extra and just met the sound team on that, and got on really well, and sorted a date to come in and to shadow the assistant they had. Yeah, and ended up getting some work from that.
So lastly, do you have any advice for any current students at the Atrium studying what you've studied?
I think networking is important. You need to meet the people and make yourself known to the people, because, you know, even if there are jobs available, if your name's not in the hat, you're not going to get picked for them. I think try and choose one area you're interested in rather than drifting around a few, which is what I did when I started, and now I'm kind of having to choose jobs, which is good because I'm getting more work, but you need to. It's easier to commit to one thing and pursue it wholeheartedly. Any other advice? I think when you approach potential employers, don't talk about everything you've done. I know that seems like the right thing to do, to show how much you know and what you've done, but in this last year I've learned that people don't want to hear if you've engineered or produced this album, or you're a director of photography or a camera operator or a boom operator. They just want to know. They can get on well with you. You can spend so much time with people for 14-hour days sometimes. It's more about your personality, your willingness to learn.
He was a lovely boy to talk to.
He does seem really nice. So he's got a lot going on. Has he got any other commitments as well?
Yeah, actually, he did mention that he's got a band. They're called Bloom, and you can find them on SoundCloud. Now, another hashtag that we're looking at is No Fit State. They are doing a competition at the moment to try and win competition tickets to see one of their shows. So all you have to do to win is hashtag No Fit State win, and you might be in the chance of winning.
And that's the No Fit State Circus, is that right?
It is, yeah.
Fantastic. Get tweeting in.
Lovely. Now, we're heading for a short break now, but after the break, we found out what is happening at the Riverfront Theatre this year, as well as an interview with actor Darren Evans.
The break. All this and more is coming right after the break.
What is Exposure TV?
Fun. Fresh. Educational.
Entertaining.
Current.
Topical.
Creative.
And new. Who's Exposure for?
You. You.
You.
You.
You.
You. You.
You.
You.
Exposure TV!
A warm Italian environment, delicious desserts, an array of hot and cold food, specialty coffees and teas. You can also find a range of Italian food, all served with that Italian charm. Bar Piazza, Cafe Bar and Deli, established since 1999.
Welcome to the University of South Wales, Newport City campus. Situated along the bank of the River Usk, the university has a modern and contemporary design and state-of-the-art facilities, studios, teaching rooms and a library full of resources. Here we aim to create a vibrant and creative space to help nurture our students. For more information, please visit
Welcome back to the second half of Exposure this afternoon.
Yeah, and back to the very exciting half as well.
It's now time for us to explore the realms of the silver screen to the theatrical stage.
Great. Now, where better to start than the theatre stage where performance was born? We went down to the riverfront in Newport to see what shows and events they have on this year.
So for any of you studying at our Newport campus, or anyone else for that matter, if you fancy a night out that's a little more cultured than your average night down the pub, check this out.
Paul Chambers and I'm the marketing officer at the Riverfront Theatre. The highlight this May was kind of like the highlight of our whole year is the Big Splash Festival. So that takes place at the end of the month into June. That's kind of 3 days just along the riverfront here, so spread over 4 zones. So you'll have lots of street theatre, circus, there'll be cinema screenings, there'll be films, there'll be a fireworks spectacular, there'll be lots of live music, lots of good food. So yeah, that's kind of the highlight at the end of the month. But to begin the month, we've got Ballet Cymru, kind of a resident company here, and they're doing a collaboration with Georgia Ruth, the Welsh folk singer, and Thomas Hewitt Jones, the composer, and they're putting a double bill together of kind of Welsh music. So that's kind of a highlight for us as well, because we have them once a year or once a season, and they're kind of a real champion for us, you know, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah. Coming up the rest of the year, is there anything in particular that is particularly exciting for you?
Well, there's always the pantomime. That's kind of the biggest deal for us. We have the Big Splash in the summer and then the pantomime all through December and into January, and that's kind of the most fun that we have as well. It's the biggest show. It's kind of a co-production with Hiss and Boo. Theatre production company, so that runs from the beginning of December right through to January, 2 shows a day, 20,000 people, so that's kind of fun. In October as well, we have the Comedy Port Festival, so that'll be the 4th one, I believe, that we've run annually, and that'll kind of be spread here, different locations in town, pubs, clubs, and then in November we'll have the Discover Dance Festival, so similar kind of thing as the comedy, taking dance into the town centre and putting shows on and getting businesses and things like that involved, so it'll be good fun.
There are so many things to look forward to there.
Someone who's not shy of the theatre stage or silver screen is actor Darren Evans, and he joins us now. Hello, nice to meet you, Darren.
There you go.
All right.
Now, we know you currently have 2 projects in the pipeline, Gallivant being one of them. Could you tell us a little bit about your character in there?
So in Gallivant, I actually play a chef, and that's all he's known as, is a chef. And he plays the chef for this evil king. So essentially what Gallivant is about, it's about young Prince Gallivant, who's lost his way in the world because his wife has left him for the more wealthy and more powerful King Richard. And I play the chef for the King Richard. He's a bit of just a bumbling chef, because this chef, he has history of all the chefs in his family have been killed. So he looks like his head is going to be on the chopping block, so he's forever just nervous and bumbling around. Yeah.
The future isn't looking very bright for him.
No.
So we know you've been doing the Don't Go Up as well. So could you tell us how that experience has been for you?
It's been fantastic. Yeah, I recently just returned from 2 months in the Canary Islands. I was on the island.
So jealous.
Yeah, the island Tenerife. It was really nice. It was a really good experience to try and go there and, you know, adapt to a different culture and, you know, speak their language and, you know.
I'm sure you were working.
Catching some time. No, I'd say they wouldn't let me in the sun that much, unfortunately, because you have the continuity. It couldn't be white in the front seat and brown in the neck. So, but no, it was a fantastic experience. Filming Don't Grow Up. It was great.
Cool. So. Sorry, Charlotte.
Sorry, not totally interrupting. Keen. What has been the most exciting part of all this experience for you?
You know, I think the most exciting part is just being able to go out there and do what I love. You know, I'd be very lucky to kind of go straight from university and land a dream job, as you say. I've just kind of gone from one job to another. So I mean, for me, that's just the most greatest thing that could ever happen to me, to be honest.
So you studied in Swansea, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what was it like studying in Swansea?
It was fantastic.
You know, Swansea gets a bad name, but personally, I love the place.
No, yeah, I absolutely loved the place. Yeah, I mean, it was just, for me, it was always going to be Swansea. I did go up to Aberystwyth at one point, but Aberystwyth for me was a bit too far away from home, from the valleys, and then Swansea was just, yeah, it's fantastic. I love the nightlife in Swansea.
Yeah,
big added bonus. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah.
Cool. So because it's nice to see talent coming out of Wales like that. Like it's like, because obviously people think that London is the hub for, you know, for actors to come from. So it's like really refreshing to hear someone come from Swansea and it, you know, working out for them. So obviously you worked on My Fat Diary. How was that for you? Because that's obviously, you know, it's had a massive audience and been really successful.
Yeah, it's absolutely surreal how kind of big and popular it's become. I mean, I have fans all over the world on Twitter, from Turkey and Azerbaijan and Finland. People just loving it. You know, it's incredible how big the show has become. So yeah, it's fantastic to be a part of it. And you know, the second series seemed to go down well, and everybody loved it. And
is there a third on the way?
We don't know yet.
Not sure.
Nobody said anything yet. That's just the great thing, that everybody wants a third. So you know, we must be doing something right. So yeah, it's brilliant.
How did you get into acting initially then?
It was in comprehensive school, really. I just kind of did a little show there where I played Henry VIII. And my drama teacher saw something, and then she just said, I really think you should go, and I enjoyed it. So I just kind of never looked back there, really. Took it for GCSE, got an agent, and then just one thing like that.
See, now it's the getting the agent bit that I think people struggle with.
Yeah,
how did you manage to get an agent? Did you go showcase or?
No, essentially what I did a short little documentary for the BBC about binge drinking.
Okay.
And the lad in there was a lad called Craig Roberts, who I filmed with many a time. And I basically just said, you know, could I have your agent's number possibly? So and then I did. I rang him up and then did like a 10-week course and managed to get on his books. And then I went from a Cardiff agent to a London agent who I'm with now.
So you definitely got to be quite forthright in, you know, sort of putting yourself out there and chatting to people, even if you don't know them, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time that's, you know, is who you know rather than what you know sometimes. You mean? So
Definitely, totally agree. It's about making contacts and things like that.
Networking.
So what's lined up next for you now? Have you got anything lined up for the future?
Well, I mean, I've got a few things lined up now. Hopefully, this Gallivant will come to light, because it was only a pilot. So hopefully, I mean, that might turn into a series, and hopefully, My Mad Fat Diary might also come back for a third,
we hope.
which would be fantastic. And then I'm also due to start on a Welsh horror film soon called Daniels, which should be good. Yeah, that's a local shoot around here, so that should be good.
Oh, good. So what's been your favourite role that you've played so far?
You know, it's always such a tough one, really. Something I will always remember. I always remember doing Casualty for the first time. You know, like that's all of my kind of first professional job. So that's something.
Patient.
Yeah, Injured Patient. Yeah, I was involved in a bomb explosion. So that was something
Classic
that always stick in my memory. Yeah,
so you got all the makeup as well. To make
it was. Yeah, I had a prosthetic leg as well. I lost my leg and everything. So that's something that will always stick in my mind, because it was my first ever proper job.
Yeah.
But, to try and choose one, I don't think I could really narrow one down.
So was that one? It was at Roath Lock, or was that while it was was it in London before? Or was
no, it was in Bristol. Yeah, it was in Bristol. Yeah, it was in Bristol a couple of years ago. I did it, and then I did it again then about 2 years ago in Cardiff this time. So.
Yeah,
closer to home.
Yeah, it's close to home. Yeah.
Lovely. So thank you for talking to us today, Darren. It's been lovely and enlightening. Definitely take some of your advice with agents-wise and stuff. I think there's a few of us who want to try and get into your field. So thank you very much.
All the best. I'm sure we'll see you on television very soon. Now, Darren has some very exciting things in the pipeline this year, as does the world of cinema. Now, Jenny is going to enlighten us with some of this year's most anticipated films.
Sorry about the technical difficulties here. We're just having some camera problems. We just have Jenny in the hubba just waiting for the camera on her face.
She's run off. She's gone.
Yeah, I felt a little bit ignored there.
Yeah, sorry, Jenny.
Well, we've got some very exciting blockbusters. They're soon to hit the screen this year. And coming in at number 3 on Exposure's top 3 most anticipated films of 2014 is Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards and starring Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Olsen. One of the world's most famous monsters is pitted against malevolent creatures who, supported by humanity's scientific arrogance, threaten our very existence. Godzilla smashes its way onto screen on the 15th of May 2014. Yeah, it sounds like a good film. What do you think, ladies?
Can't wait.
And also, from Mark in the Middle. What's his actor's name?
You're asking the wrong person.
What's his name? I can't remember.
Can I just say I'm terrified of dinosaurs, though. I've never had to be.
Well, they're not here anymore, so you're fine. And Godzilla's not real, so
Absolutely.
it's okay.
Jurassic Park terrified me.
So what else, Jenny? What other ones are there?
And then coming in at number 2 on our list is Maleficent. Now, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's probably one of the most anticipated releases from Disney this year. Is Maleficent, starring Angelina Jolie in the title role. Maleficent is retelling of the classic tale Sleeping Beauty. The film tells the story through Maleficent's eyes and reveals the events that hardened her heart and what led her to curse Baby Aurora. Filled with Disney magic, Maleficent flies into the cinema on May 30th. I'm a massive Disney fan. I'm really looking forward to Maleficent. It'll be nice to see it through, you know, the evil character's eyes. It's like Wicked on stage. I think it's going to be great. And finally, our most anticipated film of 2014 is, drumroll please, thank you ladies, The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence and co will be fighting their way back to the cinema screens once again with the 3rd instalment of the Hunger Games series. Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, reluctantly leads the districts of Panem in a rebellion against the corrupt capital. A war that will determine the fate of Panem, the Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1, will hit our screens later this year on the 21st of November. And there you have it, our top 3 most anticipated films of 2014. Hopefully one of those drew your attention. Now don't forget to keep tweeting us your thoughts throughout the show. We love to hear from you. Now I've got a couple of tweets in here. One from Courtney Shepherd. She says she enjoyed the interview with Esme earlier, interesting information about the role of a course rep and help available to students. Well, there you go, Esme, you're helping some students out though. You're clearly doing your job properly. And just to remind you, the clue again with our presenter challenge, look for a double X. The Yanks brought us this popular discount store. Don't forget to get in touch with your thoughts with #PlayTheGame. Keep all of your messages coming in via Twitter at @ExposureUSW. Back to you, ladies.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, I'm counting down the days till the new Hunger Games song comes out because I am obsessed with it, although I am a bit embarrassed to say that I haven't read the books.
Shame on you. Now, we'll let you absorb all of that information because there's plenty to do so. Mark out the film that you're most looking forward to on your calendar whilst we take another short break.
Stay tuned as after the break, Exposure goes paranormal. See you then.
Hidden away in the castle arcade, you can find the Coffee Barker. Here we offer a wide selection of teas and coffees, lemonades, cakes and sweets, and delicious sandwiches. Come and join us for a nice coffee here at the Coffee Barker.
Paperback writer.
Joe's Ice Cream Parlour is located just next to Roath Park in the heart of Roath. We offer a wide selection of yummy flavours. We have caramel swirls, mint, strawberry, bubblegum, and our famous vanilla ice cream. Take a trip to Joe's Ice Cream Parlour next time you're in the mood for something cool and refreshing.
Welcome back to the final part of Exposure's 1 PM show.
If you don't already know, Exposure TV has been collaborating with 2 charities this year. one being the Cardiff Dogs Home, my favourite.
Now, Cardiff Dogs Home aim to rescue lost and stray dogs and provide them with new loving families, and they're always looking for volunteers.
Now, we recently met up with Rachel and Ben, who adopted a dog from Cardiff Dogs Home, to see how they're getting on with their new pup. Take a look.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Ben.
And this is Jackson. I had dogs growing up, Penny and Tuppence, who were lovely, and really wanted a dog. Ben was more of a cat person, but kept going on about having a dog, and we became friends of Cardiff Dogs Home on Facebook. So they put up dogs that are available for adoption on there. And we're actually on holiday in Brixham where we saw a couple of dogs that we really liked. And Ben came home earlier than me because he had to work, and so we went to check out the dogs were still there. I didn't know about this one called Bones, and it was lovely. So anyway, that he'd gone, and then one Saturday morning we were just chilling out and looking at the Facebook page, and Jackson came up and showed Ben, and he said, "Oh, come on, let's just go down and have a look." And I'll hand you over to Ben. Yeah.
We sort of saw him online, fell in love with him straight away from the Facebook, and went down there. We were the first people there, and yeah, they took us through the adoption process of what we needed to do, the criteria, the prices, and this, that, and the other. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It was very, very easy, and all the staff there were lovely. Yeah. And within a couple of hours, we had the little one. Hey.
It was brilliant. I'm actually allergic to dogs, so when we went over to meet him, I kind of put my face in its fur just to see if I was allergic, which I was a little bit, but not too bad, so it's fine. And yeah, they were absolutely brilliant. They really looked after us, you know, took us through the whole process with ease, and it was really straightforward.
So how are you getting on with Jackson now?
Really well, yeah, really well. He's a really sociable dog, very, very nosy. He's a bit like me in some ways. He doesn't like getting up in the mornings. He's very lazy when it comes to the mornings, and he's also a bit hyper as well. But then he's calm as well at the time.
So if anyone is thinking about adopting a dog from Cardiff Dogs Home, how would they go about that?
I would say get in touch with them, and the Facebook page, the Friends of page, is fantastic because it shows on there the dogs that have come in, and they're really good at updating that very regularly. And also there's a website as well you can go on, and I'd contact them direct, you know, because they're lovely, lovely people, and they'll give advice. Oh. Good boy.
I think one of the good things about it is you can go down there and get on their walking list. So you can be a regular volunteer down there and walk dogs like once a week, twice a week, or however often you would like. So that's a good way of getting in there, as well as joining the Facebook page and all that. And yeah, you just sort of go down there, have a chat with them, and they're so nice and friendly. You can just walk in there and they'll run you through everything.
Cardiff Dogs Home do such a good job. Like, I don't know what Cardiff would do without such a good charity like that.
That dog seemed to settle in so nicely with his new family as well.
Yeah, my dog's a rescue dog. We got him after he'd been abandoned in a pub after a couple of months, and about 2 months he was left there by himself, and we had him ever since. And he's
well, my cousins took in a dog actually as a really small puppy in his garden. They asked around the neighbourhood, but they ended up keeping him. And
that's
14,
what they want.
14, I think.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Oh, there we go. So this morning, the exposure team was set for the challenge with a series of clues leading to letters, which will eventually spell out Exposure USW.
And we've been tweeting clues via @ExposureUSW, and we are just as clueless as you are.
Yeah.
So can you help us solve this riddle? So play along using the hashtag #PlayTheGame. Now, there's a clip of the teams being told about the challenge this morning.
Oh no.
Right, we've decided to mix things up a bit today. So we've got a different presenter challenge for all of you to do. It's not going to be during your show you're doing the presenter challenge. Peter, you're going to be the first one doing part of the presenter challenge. Basically, your job is to find the letters Exposure USW. They are hidden in various places, and you will have clues as to where the places are. Each presenter will be sent out at different points to go and find the letters according to the clues. So it'll be all presenters involved over today and tomorrow, and then hopefully by the end of tomorrow's show we've got all of the letters sorted. Your first letter you have to find is E.
Right.
The clue is you'll be here for the Z's and not the E's, but there are 3 in my name.
Here for the Z's, but not.
So it's not going to be.
So what are we looking for? Are we looking for like a sign with an E on it, or?
I think it's the Sleepers Hotel.
I'm thinking the Sleepers Hotel.
Past the bridge, isn't it?
Can we go?
Yeah.
Cross the road. Run, Anna, run.
As you heard, the first clue was, you'll be here for the Z's, but not for the E's. But there are 3 in my name.
So Pete went out this morning to try and decipher this clue, so tune into Exposure at 3 p.m. to see how he gets on.
He struggled a bit in the rain, I think.
Just a little bit, he was drenched, bless him. Oh, God.
Now, we've recently been hearing about some ghostly goings-on in Cardiff.
So just on the outskirts of the city centre lies a little town called Llandaff.
We sent Ryan to discover just what is happening in the district after dark.
Welcome to Llandaff. Oldest part of the city of Cardiff, only became part of Cardiff in 1920 when the expansion of Cardiff slithered outwards towards Llandaff. By day it is a genteel place of tea, cake, Middle England one might say. But when night falls, darkness spreads. Creatures forgotten by history and only remembered as half-told myths to frighten children come out to play.
I'm here with Jim Cowan, paranormal researcher and owner of Cardiff History and Hauntings. Thank you for joining me this evening, Jim.
Pleasure.
So, first and foremost, could you tell me a bit of the history of Llandaff?
Well, it's a bit of a surprise and a bit of a secret in Cardiff because not many people realise Llandaff is actually the oldest part of Cardiff. It predates Cardiff by about half a millennium.
Right.
The cathedral behind us here is one of Britain's oldest Christian sites.
Okay.
Been a place of Christian worship since about the 5th century, full of history and full of hauntings as well.
Yeah.
Several stories of ghosts in a very, very small, confined area. Some of the stories go back 500 years or more. Some of them are much more recent, and some of them still seem to be going on down there.
Right. So, shall we go see what we can discover this evening then?
Let's do it.
Let's
Come
go.
on. One night I was here with a couple, an American couple, on a private walk, and the wife just suddenly froze. She panicked.
Right.
Because there is a story of a white lady, very famous, long-standing story, still being seen to the modern times.
Yeah.
A ghostly white lady who just stands and looks at people from a distance.
Right, okay.
And we were standing here, and she froze, because if you look over here, suddenly there she was.
Right.
It looks like a nun. I know. Can you see?
Oh my God, yeah.
But I used to bring people in here just to sort of scene set.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any particular ghost stories of this place.
Right.
Now this was the place where I'm standing right now of what is one of the most frightening experiences concerning the paranormal I've ever had.
Right.
So we ended the night, it was about 1:30 in the morning, with a prayer. I led everyone a prayer, just in a prayer for the souls of the departed to rest in peace. I turned to ask them if one of them could hold the torch for me so I could see what I was doing. Well, before I opened my mouth, all of a sudden, out of that pitch blackness came a very, very loud, right in front of your face, shuffling of footsteps coming towards me.
Right.
Nobody else heard it.
Okay.
The first the group heard was me jumping back going,
yeah,
like that. Well, they all ran forward and said, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" Well, torches went on. Absolutely no sign of anything there, no rodent, nothing disturbed, nothing that could have fallen or slipped.
Right.
But all they had was my word that whatever it was incredibly loud and right in front of the bar here. You have to come here at night in the peace and the quiet when it's undisturbed and the atmosphere is incredibly rich.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're so blessed in Cardiff to have a place like this right slap bang in the middle of a capital city.
No,
it's
I suppose
unique.
a lot of people would expect a town like
No,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, quite.
Yeah.
So long may it last.
Yeah.
That looked terrifying. Look at your face. I didn't know Llandaff was haunted.
No, I've always been a bit sceptical about ghosts, but myself included, as my friends, I've had a few ghostly goings on around my village.
Oh gosh,
and
it's going on the whole of Cardiff. Great. Right, without sounding too keen, I believe it's time for our presenter challenge.
Oh.
It sure is. It's time to reveal what your presenter challenge is today. Are you ready?
Born ready, Jenny.
Somebody's confident? Yeah, we're ready.
Okay then. Well, your challenge for today is who can make the scariest costume? You'll have 2 minutes to rummage through this table of props and costumes and create the scariest costume possible.
Can I rummage now?
Ellen's already got a mask.
Sorry, eager.
Calm down. So, the winner will be given the title Scream Queen, as chosen by our guest Darren Evans. Are you guys up for the challenge?
I am now that you said a fantastic pun. Love it.
She's got a mask ready, all right, so...
All right.
It's cheating.
Fight
Bit
harsh.
Okay, so, ready, girls?
Yep. Bring it on.
3, 2, 1, scare.
Right, nab that off you.
Right, so Ellen is opting for a mask, despite Charlotte's nasty comment earlier.
No,
She doesn't need one.
I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go for the classic.
Charlotte is going for the old lady look.
I haven't finished yet.
How much longer have we got left, Jenny?
I'm not sure how much longer have we got left, team.
What is this? Is this a cloak? Oh, it's a cloak. Yes, I feel like
Old lady Harry Potter Professor McGonagall, maybe?
Yeah.
Right.
If you like.
I'm going to save the reveal.
I am. Oh, that's a hood. I'm not very good at this, am I? I do dress myself in the mornings, believe it or not.
Do you promise?
Yep. Sometimes, on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Someone's struggling with the hood over here. No.
Ellen's not wanting to reveal.
No, it's always
She wants to surprise the viewers.
Can't see anything in here.
Businesswoman.
Right then, is there anything else that I can put on?
Come on, Ellen, you're a bit of a fussy dresser today.
Her sight. I'm going to jazz it up with a funky tie here.
This looks like a tongue. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what this is, but it's going on.
I think it definitely goes around your neck, Charlotte.
No, it's a tongue. It's definitely.
Maybe you could go Rambo with it.
Right then. It looks like I'm going to use absolutely everything on this table. So, anyone fancy a nice, lovely, sparkly dress? Because personally, I don't think that's very scary.
I can't see anything. This is a tongue, I'm telling you, right?
Right then.
Where's the mouth?
Is it time for the reveal now, Jenny? What do you
Not
think?
quite yet. We've still got
I still got my hat
10 seconds left.
10, 9, 8, 7.
I think we're all ready, to be honest.
Come on, Charlotte. Last chance.
3,
no, it's not happening.
I think one goes down.
Right. Well. So, first off, Charlotte, tell us about the look you were going for.
This is a tongue. I think. Right, I think I've gone for a bit more drag queen than.
That's a much better look. You should keep it like that.
There we go.
Okay. And Ellen? It's because of the mask. It's the mask. This is Alan. So, what have you decided to go for?
Well, I've gone for the look of Alan. This is my alter ego, and
you look exactly like Alan.
He likes to wear a blue. I don't know. It's an eclectic mix of everything we were given. So,
right. Well, I think
you've what Darren thinks, to be honest.
You've both done a better job than I could have. I think. Definitely, the mask looks better up. Definitely on Charlotte, I think.
Well, pretty face.
I can't even dedicate to it. She's already taken it off.
Well, you've both put together some very spooky costumes indeed. Now, Darren, if you'd like to come and join us, you now have the tricky decision of deciding who will be crowned Scream Queen.
Does anyone know where Ellen's gone?
Ellen? No. Alan, do you know where Ellen is? So what do you think, Darren?
Wait.
To be honest, I'm really tempted to call it a draw because I wouldn't want to bump into either of these two on a dark night. But
Oh, you can't be that
I
diplomatic.
don't know, I think it's... I think Helen is there. Well, Helen / Alan is just pinching it there for me. It's got to be that
I've
one,
had
yeah.
3 different names. I've had Alan, Ellen and Helen.
Well done, Alan. Congratulations, you are Scream Queen / King.
Yes, that's good.
I didn't think you could get any scarier, to be honest, but there we go.
Lovely.
What do you think of that then? Ellen? Alan?
Well, I'm going to try and read through this lovely mask of mine. Now, don't forget to keep all of your messages coming in. We always love to hear what you think. We're now going to go for a short infomercial, and it will then be time to find out some of the paranormal experiences you guys at home have had.
The Education Drop-In Centre is a free service to help develop your academic work. There are centres in each of the campuses. You can find the resources online or in the centre. If you have a quick question, just pop in and ask. For a longer consultation, book a tutorial online or give them a call. For more information, visit edic.southwales.ac.uk.
Welcome back. Well, we've both taken off our scary costumes, but Ellen's mask remains. Now, if you'd like, I'd like to think we're looking a little bit more normal now. It's time to head over to Jenny, who is now back in the hub.
I am indeed, yes. Welcome back to the hub, everyone. Thank you for all of your messages that you guys at home have been sending in today. It's now time to hear some of your paranormal experiences. Courtney Shepherd has tweeted in saying she loved the paranormal feature. I saw a ghost whilst on holiday a few years ago and no one can convince me otherwise. #spooky. I don't know what I'd do in the situation of seeing a ghost. That sounds really, really scary. I myself, I'm not sure, I believe in the paranormal. Do you guys believe in the paranormal?
Oh, I'm not sure.
She's walking proof.
I was saying earlier how me and my friends have all had sort of paranormal experiences.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I once went on a walk at midnight.
Of course, Alan is my only paranormal experience. Some very spooky stories there on Twitter. Thanks for all of your tweets, guys, and remember to keep tweeting @ExposureUSW.
Well, thanks, Jenny, for cutting me off there. I was about to say a really wonderful story, but,
Nobody wants to know.
No one in the studio cares about us presenters. There we are. Well, apparently I can tell you now. Well, to be honest, the magic's gone and the story just doesn't matter anymore, so I'm just going to carry on with the show. Don't forget to tune in at 3 p.m. today for your second helping of Exposure. Here's what's coming up.
We have our secret Cardiff destination revealed. Where could it be?
We follow a fashion consultant for a day to find out what exactly they get up to.
We visit Alex Brooks at her uni campus, who isn't your average fresher, as she has made a certain sacrifice for her university degree.
We visit Rhys Davis, who shows us how far he's come since graduating from the University of South Wales.
As well as this, we have caught up with a graduate who has managed to pocket his dream job, cricket coaching.
We also have our live presenter challenge, who will win?
Ever wondered what it would be like to dress up as a mermaid for a day? I met up with Naomi and she tells us all about her unusual profession. What a lucky girl.
We have our charity piece where we managed to bring some goodies to the amazing residence that is Cardiff Dogs Home, so don't go anywhere.
Now, unfortunately, guys, that is all we have time for on today's show.
Don't forget to enter our competition to win 2 tickets to No Fit State using the hashtag #NoFitStateWin. And the winner will be announced on Friday's 3 p.m. show. But don't go too far, as we'll be back at 3 p.m. for the next instalment of Exposure TV Today.
See you then. Bye.
Bye!
around by the old car park. Haven't got much better to do than just play my guitar and sing the blues. Living in some rough whiskey ranch songs, passing around the point, yeah, we're doing nothing wrong. Say hello.